Good Saturday, everyone. I'm meteorologist Dave Snyder at the National Weather Service with Alaska statewide weather. High pressure settling into the interior in the wake of some very steady rainfall for the last several days for central and eastern and southern parts of Alaska. The rain is now shifting off to southeastern Alaska, changing the weather there as a 997 millibar low is parked just to the west of Sitka and south of Yakutat. Low pressure is also sitting over the Yukon, and with that will guide more of the unsettled weather across the eastern half of Alaska and certainly southeast, while the interior and southwestern Alaska and the Seward Peninsula continues to settle down, but remains relatively cold compared to where we have been. In fact, for many, a frost advisory is in effect around the Tanana Valley there. That does include Fairbanks, Fort Wainwright, Eielson, Esther, North Pole, Moose Creek, Two Rivers, Fox, Chena Hot Springs, Sourdough Camp, and others. And many others are not actually in a frost advisory, but it will be cold enough for frost in the interior, so watch for that. Low-lying areas, especially outside of the urban Fairbanks area, could see temperatures easily in the 20s, maybe even lower 30s. Areas of frost could develop in those areas probably as the temperatures fall after midnight and the winds become pretty calm. That'll continue until early Sunday morning, so be prepared for that. Tonight's forecast shows low pressure sitting just offshore of southeast. That's going to keep the steady south and easterly flow right up against the panhandle, keeping a chance of rain a little bit higher there. Watch for smoke across the upper Yukon and the eastern Tanana Valley area. Low pressure continues to sit across the southern Yukon and northern British Columbia. That will guide the greatest amount of wet weather and instability away from Alaska, while a new storm is moving across the Bering. That at 995 millibars, still west of St. Lawrence Island. There is a fog, light rain, and some drizzle there working its way into Bristol Bay. Low pressure south of Kodiak Island at 1,008 millibars. And another wave working its way towards Shemya and Attu. That is still a relatively weak zone of low pressure. It will kind of stretch out across the Aleutians as we head toward Monday with pockets of rainfall, poor visibility, and at times some gustier winds there across the central and eastern Aleutians. For the Gulf, things remain a little unsettled, but not quite as stormy as they have been before. 1,003 millibar low south and west of Haida Gwaii. A weak front north of the Alaska Range. That may allow some moisture to bank up against Middleton Island and some parts of Prince William Sound. Most of South Central stays dry to start up the week, and a few showers could develop across the Yukon-Kuskokwim Delta region and the west coast. With Alaska statewide weather, I'm meteorologist Dave Snyder. Enjoy your Sunday.